Focus. Focus. You can do it. Focus. Focus. Hello. Hello. Hey everyone, Arcade here, coming at you from the neon-soaked colors of the 1980s, and today I'm bringing you a review. Let's do it. Let's roll the intro. Hi, hello, how's it going? Welcome to the new thing, the new review, the 2-cent review, live, coming at you live from my couch. Let's just get right into this week's review. Let's talk about Axiom Verge. So I want to start by talking about the story of this game because it's not easy to follow. Well, it is kind of easy to follow. I mean, it's not like Final Fantasy level. If I were to take 3 games and order them in a list of like how easy they are to follow from easiest to most difficult, it would probably go something like Cars the video game, Axiom Verge, and Final Fantasy. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with that. That sounds right. That sounds right. That's I'm okay with putting that in the internet history books. That's fine. That's fine with me. Okay, moving on. Let me try to explain the story as best I can because I didn't follow it the best, but I'm still going to give it my all. So you basically start out as this scientist who is conducting an experiment, and the experiment goes wrong, and he ends up blacking out or presumably dying, only to wake up in this beautiful, just neon 80s soaked glory hole. I'm sorry, can I say that on the internet? I said glory hole on the internet. Uh-oh. 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 I just realized how close the microphone was to my face, and I apologize for that. So you wake up in this beautiful 8-bit world, and you're immediately contacted by this weird, like, Matrix lady looking thing. She reminded me of what's its name from System Shock 2. It's basically you going through this weird future world thing, finding out that there is 2 different dimensions and they're clashing together, and you were taken from Earth to help fight this sort of thing. And I'm gonna stop there because we're getting close to spoiler territory, and I know not all of my fans are into cars. The story is cool. The story is cool if you can follow it. It's not the most complex thing, but if you're not actively paying attention, you're not going to be able to follow it. Moving on to the presentation, this is probably my favorite section of the game because holy fire truck. Not only is this game really beautiful to look at, and also perfectly encapsulates that style of NES kind of games. That'd be like NES era, right? I hope I got that right. I don't really know my game history that much. I wasn't born in the 80s. It beautifully represents the style of games that were really prevalent, like the graphic style that was prevalent in that era. It's a good looking game. I like to look at it. It's nice. You got all these cool little effects and popping things and 8-bitty chunks flopping and flooping everywhere and gooping and popping. It's nice to look at. It's a fun game to look at, and it's easy to get soaked in and feel somewhat nostalgic, even if you've never played any games like that. As far as the music goes, recently a friend of mine on YouTube made a video about his top 5 pet peeves in video games. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to his video because I think it's a genuinely good video, and I also think that he deserves some more support. The reason I was mentioning that video was because he mentions that specifically in JRPGs, music can become very repetitive after you've done 50 to 100 battles and you hear the same 4 or 5 notes over and over and over and over again, and it gets so ingrained in your mind and you can't get it out, and it just becomes god awful to listen to. There are times that happens in Axiom Verge, but it's not nearly as often as it would be in something like a JRPG. I can only think of maybe 2 or 3 times that it happened, but it got to a point where I was thinking, holy shit, is this almost over? I need this to end. Overall, these songs are all very well done. It's all just really crispity, crunchity, 8-bit MIDI flap. I don't know music terms, but it sounds delicious. It sounds like the sound of biting into a digital cookie and having crumbs of glitch stick onto your face. You know, glitch beard. Young glitch beard. Sound effects are nice, very repetitive. It's not bad. It didn't bother me. I enjoyed them. They're varied enough. Some of them have poofs and oomph to them. It's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that overall, yeah, the presentation here is some good shit. It's good. It gets 2 of these. 2 of these. Throw it up. 2 of them. 2 of those. 2 of those right there. Take a count. 1 and a 2. That means good shit. And last but not least, let's talk about the gameplay. The main draw of this game. It's just a good game to play. It controls well, it's responsive, there's a lot of hidden areas that you get to explore, and there's a lot of pathways that open up. It's hard to explain, it's hard to do this. I didn't write a script this time. I didn't, and I think I'm going to next time because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You get an inventory, and you get multiple different guns that you get to use. Those are fun, and you can see them there. There's a lot of variety to the gameplay. I wasn't ever really bored. You get a little scarab drone thing. That's pretty fun. Oh, boss fights. Boss fights are a big big draw of this game, and they vary a lot. There are some boss fights that are really fun to play, but there's also some that suck, that are way too easy. I think it's either the third or the fourth boss. It's like the scorpion boss. Super easy boss. Why? Make it more difficult. But yeah, the gameplay's fluid, the gameplay's responsive, it's varied, it's well done. So those are the main categories that I talk about. That's about it. So now it's time to wrap it up and go ahead and give this game here a verdict. Axiom Verge is 3 things. It's a good game, it's a long game to get through, and it's a cheap game. Axiom Verge presents itself well. It plays well. The story, while not the easiest to follow if you're not actively paying attention to it, is still cohesive. Altogether, it's just a really well-designed package. And I'd say it not only is it a good game, but you know it's coming. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Axiom Verge is definitely worth full price. So, that was my 2 cents on Axiom Verge. I hope you enjoyed the review. It was a little bit different. I didn't go with the script this time. Hopefully it worked in my favor. If not, go ahead and let me know and I'll go back to writing it out, even though I'll probably do that anyways. Either way, thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate your guys' continued support and your continued love. It's always appreciated and makes me a very happy boy. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more, I put these things out every Thursday. I would really love to maybe see you at the next one. It would be cool, but hey, you don't have to make it. And with that, I will go ahead and sign off, and I will see you all next week.